There is a little-discussed Hollywood rumor, explains Nicolas Winding Refn and his longtime collaborator Matthew Red, that Scooby Doo only came to be because Warner's failed to land the rights to adapt the famous five. And when you look at the two properties and their uncanny similarities, this argument does begin to hold some weight. Both have daring female characters from a bygone era, ridiculous story of the weak capers that always end neatly, and, of course, those lovable pooches, in the former case Scooby and in the latter, Timmy.If the rumor is true. Winding Refn is thankful for how things played out, as he credits both generation-traversing works with influencing his career and driving his love for the screen. Now, more than 50 years on from when Warner Brothers allegedly failed to land the rights, the Denmark-born director has become the latest to take on best-selling English children's writer Enid Blyton's iconic novel series. Pairing with the pursuit of love producer Red. Speaking exclusively to Deadline as BBC Studios readies to launch sales on the BBC/ZDF series at MIPCOM, Winding Refn, who is creator and executive producer on the project, casts his mind back to his moving to the US as a scared, dyslexic child who spoke little English. I didn't read until I was 13, so TV was a big thing for me as an 8-year-old coming to the States, explains the Drive and Bronson director. Scooby Doo had something that just magically transported me into this adventure land. So this feels like a very full circle that's coming to completion. And I'm finally making something that my kids would actually watch. Through watching Scooby Doo, which has spawned more than 300 episodes that continue to air as well as movies and specials, Winding Refn says he was visually and literally very much indoctrinated by a famous five iconography. Blyton's 21 novels from the series are perhaps her best-loved work, although not uncontroversial, more on that later. Today, millions of kids continue to read the children's adventure books, proving they are standing the test of time. Kicking off with 1942's Five on a Treasure Island, they follow Julian, Dick, and George and, of course, Timmy, who get caught up in an adventure each time they come together, experiences that often involve criminals or a lost treasure. They are pure escapist classics and have been adapted for the big and small screens multiple times, most recently airing on the BBC in 1995, an adaptation penned by Brit scribes Richard Carpenter, Helen Cresswell, and Alan Seymour. I've always liked the concept of not really wanting to be an adult, staying in Adventureland forever, Winding Refn says. The famous five feels like one of the very few things that you literally hand down the generations. Forging a TV version has been at the back of Winding Refn's mind throughout a 2-decades-long career. Last year, Reed picked up the rights for the book series via his BBC Studios-backed Pursuit of Love producer Moonage Pictures, eventually bringing on board Winding Refn's outfit by NWR. For Reed, who worked with Winding Refn on only God Forgives, Pusher, and Valhalla Rising, and who even named one of his children after the director, there was only ever one person for the gig.